The YouTuber has defeated the boxer because Tommy Fury has pulled out his fight with Jake Paul. And that means if Jake Paul can beat Tommy Fury, then we can beat Tommy Fury here on Fog Wrestling.
That's the bottom line. We are all undefeated here against Tommy Fury.
Yeah, none of us have lost to Tommy Fury. None of the Pauls have lost to Tommy Fury. I mean, who has lost to Tommy Fury in all seriousness? The guy has an atrocious record. We'll touch on that in a wee second. But yep, the fight is officially off. There's been a feud going between these two for a long time now.
He's fucking bottled it.
They've been giving it back and forth on their social media accounts. Even in the press conference the other day, it looked more like John Fury was more interested in fighting Jake Paul. Obviously, that's not going to happen because John Fury's a piece of shit who's not allowed into America. Because I don't know.
Why is he not allowed in?
Could have gouged someone's eye out.
That's fair enough. I didn't know he did that.
Alright. So, yeah, fuck him. And, so basically, the news is he's injured. He's got a bit of a cold. Apparently, he's a sore stomach. And I've heard even a broken rib. Jake Paul responded. It's official. He's pulled out of the fight due to a medical condition. Who knows what's going on? I've fought with a broken nose. I fought sick before. He was scared. So Paul thinks he was scared. And I tend to agree because even Tommy Fury came out and said he was gutted about this fight. And he has come out that it's not happening. And he's come out and said that he was only doing the fight for the money. And that he was going to, embarrass Jake Paul. And that Jake Paul would find out after one punch that he's not in the ring with a basketball player.
A Ben Askren.
Or a retired UFC guy. If that's the case, if Tommy Fury can beat Jake Paul so easy, then why doesn't he be 100%? Why does he need a great training camp? If this is such a mismatch, surely Tommy Fury can walk in there at 50% and wipe the floor with him.
Exactly.
Is that not a fair assumption to make?
I think so.
Tell me why he isn't doing it then. Why is Tommy Fury bottled this?
I think he's thought about it logically. Will I look more pathetic pulling out?
Or will I look more pathetic losing to Jake Paul?
Exactly. I think he's weighed up the options, guys, and I think he's went, well, you know what, this guy can maybe knock me out.
I mean, personally, I've seen them both, and I think Jake Paul looks better. I think Jake Paul looks way better. Now, Tommy Fury can say that Jake Paul hasn't fought a boxer yet. But I would say Jake Paul beating Tyron Woodley is a lot more impressive than Tommy Fury beating a bunch of fucking bums.
Exactly.
So
now, let's be real, right? Let's say Jake Paul wasn't a YouTuber and he was just known as a boxer. You'd go into this a lot more fucking even thinking.
I think Jake Paul's record's more impressive. Let's look at Tommy Fury's record. Let's look at the people that he's bought. 7 fights, 7 wins. He's had 2 points victories and 5 knockouts. Let's look at the first guy that he fought. I can't even pronounce his name.
That sums it up.
The guy, his first opponent, his record was 10 wins, 102 losses, and 3 draws. 10 wins, 102 losses, and 3 draws.
I mean, which probably means me or him's beat him at one point.
Is that impressive? And this guy took Tommy Fury to points. See when you're at the start of your career, that's when you should be blowing everybody away because you're against lesser opposition.
Exactly.
I think for him to go to points on his first fight was pathetic. But nonetheless, he went to points. Second fight, took on some guy called Callum Idy. 0 wins, 26 defeats, 2 draws.
Awful.
Does he deserve credit for beating him?
Not really, because he's a fucking bum, and I wouldn't really rate the guy.
Third fight, another name you can't pronounce. The guy had 2 wins, 26 losses, and no draws. He beat him. Is that an impressive victory?
No.
Fourth fight, Gennady Grakevsky. 0 wins, 11 losses, no draws. Is that a good fight? Is that a good one?
That's pish.
I won that by TKO. Fifth fight, Scott Williams. 0 wins, 9 losses, 0 draws. Is that an impressive victory?
I don't think there's anyone impressive on this list.
Next guy he fought, Jordan Grant. This was the only undefeated fighter that he'd fought. This guy had 2 wins, 0 draws, and 0 losses. This guy took him to points. But let's have a look. Let's see who those Who were those wins this guy got against? Yeah, so this guy had beaten what? So this guy had beaten guys that hadn't beat anybody. So the guy that had the 2 wins had beat somebody called Andy Bishop for Scotland, who'd no wins and 8 losses.
Yeah, Andy.
And then he beat some guy called Ryan Hibbert, who had no wins and 4 losses. So this guy having a winning record, the 2 wins and 0 losses means shit.
Exactly.
He could have beat any 2 bums off the street. And then he went on in his 7th fight, his last fight, in another points victory. He beat Anthony Taylor, who
He's a jobber. He's a Premier League referee.
who had 1 split decision points loss on his record, and that was it. So I got his record wrong. It's actually 3 points wins and 4 knockouts. And when you add up the combined, if you add up the combined record of his opponents, you have 14 wins, 21, 47, 67, 73, and 102. You have 100. So if you add up his combined opponents win-loss record, you've got 14 wins and 179 losses.
That's fucking I mean, exactly. Which is just
Now, what's more impressive, that or Jake Paul beating Tyrone Woodley, who was a very good UFC fighter?
Paid off or not?
Yeah. Plus, Logan had the guts to go in the ring and fight Mayweather. I mean, it might now be another paid spectacle, like, but still. So I mean, I think Tommy Fury looks pathetic here. I think he's. I mean, how can you have Tyson, the guy that comes back from fucking near-death experience? You know what I mean? Goes in about 400 pounds, fights Wilder, smashes him 3 times, world champ, and he's pulling out over what? A cold. I've got the cold right now.
I know.
The sniffles.
We still going to work, apart from tomorrow though.
Yeah, take them more off. Any closing thoughts? I'd say just looking at his record there, that makes me want to be sick.
It's fucking. I wouldn't have put big money in Tommy Fury because we don't do big money anymore. But I would have. I thought it was a lot more even than what people were making it to be.
I don't know why. I mean, see if this guy wasn't related to Tyson Fury and his name wasn't Fury, would anybody really?
Nah, he'd be fucking hanging it.
I'm going to say no.
But that's it, guys.
Sounds like they're not going to rematch. Looks like Jake Paul's no interest now. He's going to fight Tyrone Woodley. Should be a good fight. Who knows? But Tommy Fury. I mean, the guy's not even a boxer in reality. He's fucking related to a boxer.
I know.
And he went on fucking Love Island. That's it. He's a fucking reality TV star. I would actually argue, look, Jake Paul's more of a boxer. Considering this is the guy that did MMA when he was younger.
There you go, man.
So anyway, aye, that's it. Till next time.
I think it's a shame it's not happening, guys.
Yeah, I was actually looking forward to seeing it.
I wanted to see what was going to happen, but I will.
I genuinely believe Tommy Fury shat it. There was in the contract he'd have to change his name if he lost. And
Seriously?
yeah. He'd had to change his name to his official name for a full year to Tommy Fumbles. They fumble the ball in American football.
Pass interference.
Dropping the ball. That's what it was official. He had to change his name to Tommy Fumbles.
That's awful.
So he's fumbled this fight, guys. I think he's fucking bottled it. And aye. So anyway, I was leaning towards Jake Paul in the fight, and now we'll never know. Now it's Jake Paul versus Tyrone Woodley, and Jake Paul was came out and said on video that he's offering Tyrone Woodley. There was some controversy last time. Apparently, it was in the contract that Tyrone Woodley could not knock him out. Well, Jake Paul has said that he's offered Tyrone Woodley an extra 500k this time if he can knock him out. So that'll be interesting. A 500k bonus if Woodley knocks out Paul. It'll be a good fight. But we'll see what happens, guys. I'm probably going to bet Woodley in that one, to be fair. I just think if the guy connects, he'll finish him.
Yeah.
The last time he landed on Jake Paul was all over the place. But who knows? Nobody will land on Tommy Fury because he's sitting in the house. He's a shite bag. Aye, that's it. Till next time.
Peace.